Kind of crazy to think that Mexico is literally like going through a revolt right now.
26, we've seized nearly 18,000 pounds of drugs at the southern border. Project
God
that out
damn. 18,000 pounds of drugs.
over a full year. It's well below what we saw in 25 and 24. Progress when you consider reports are that the price of cocaine has also gone up significantly in the United States. Our next guest, though, has lived in Mexico for most of his life, and he says more Mexicans are feeling like President Trump's proposal to get involved is the
Bro,
only
like that's enough cocaine for Hunter Biden to be satisfied, you know? Finally
viable
fill that black hole.
path to dismantling organized crime. Joining us now is a professor and a former Mexican security official, Dr. Galeb Kram. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, Doctor. Kram?
Absolutely perfect.
Kram, okay,
Kram,
perfect.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Will. Thank you for having
See, the reason why his teeth are so pretty is because he goes to Mexico every year to get his teeth done.
me. Thank you.
I'm glad to have you on the program. This is really fascinating.
Those have
First
to
of all,
be veneers. They
Put your
have to
finger on
be.
the pulse of it. I do want to share with you and the audience this poll. That's Mexicans in favor of U.S. military action against drug cartels. 34% in favor, 66% suggest they are against that action. But based upon the protest,
Was not only a protest, it was maybe more welcome than ever before. So, and I believe it's very clear, Trump
It's
was
nice to see a country that has protests in it waving their own flags. You got a one-piece flag here. They're calling this like the Gen Z protest. Because there's a lot of references to One Piece in it.
signaling what Americans already know. Cartels run Mexico like parallel states, and strikes aren't the first step.
See, there's
We know
another one. You can see it right here. There's another One Piece flag.
that the U.S. can and are now fighting cartel finances, supply chains, and weapons flows without occupying any territory. The problem, Will, is Mexico's
I think there's actually a comparison. Hold on. Why are the Mexican people waving One Piece flags in Mexico during their revolt? There's actually a symbolism there, if I'm not mistaken. Recent protests in Mexico have included the use of One Piece flags, which are being used by a new generation of young protesters to express frustration with systemic issues like corruption and violence, and to advocate for better security and health care. This is a modern form of protest where the anime series is used as a symbol connecting with Gen Z's shared culture background and concerns. So he says, cultural expression, the use of One Piece flag is a form of culture expression specific to the younger generation protesters, symbolic representation. The flags are a symbol of the protest, which are aimed at addressing issues like corruption, impunity for violent crimes, and a lack of security and healthcare funding. Youth-led movement. The protests are largely a youth-led movement, and the use of popular culture symbols is a way for them to connect and express their demands for change. It's a little bit of everything.
government. Many politicians owe their careers to cartel financing. Until that political
Oh yeah, look there. You could really see it right there. Look right here.
owe their
You see,
careers to
it's
cartel
the
financing.
One Piece flag
Until
because
that
it's the skull and
political criminal
crossbones
nexus
with
is
the
broken,
Luffy hat.
strikes remain a
It
serious
was like right
tool.
here, right here.
And we can see
You can
Plan
really see it right
Colombia, for
here.
instance,
See it?
shows how can you support anti-cartel operations without controlling the country. Mexico could do the same. And Sheinbaum's, unfortunately, is managing the war from the shadows, using intelligence, drones, and precision strikes will help Mexico, not sending troops into open combat, perhaps.
okay, that's the question. The last question here.
I feel like that's warfare in a nutshell nowadays. People don't want ground troops. They want to see like precision strikes. Spit it out.
To what extent would Mexicans welcome U.S. involvement? Targeted strikes, troops on the ground in action. And by the way, is that enough to extricate the connection, as you point out? But
I don't want American forces to go to Mexico. I'm sorry, I just don't. I have zero want for that. I'm sorry, I have no want for that. We already had our 20-year war, and we replaced the Taliban with the Taliban. I don't want to see another war. I'm sorry. I grew up my entire life with the Iraq War, dude. I don't want to see another one. I'm sorry. Y'all got to figure it out, man. Y'all got to.
Between politics in Mexico and the drug cartels.
The point is that
Like, if we're gonna go to war, I want to see tactical strikes that eliminate the head of the Hydra. I don't want the body of the Hydra. I don't want to see another 20-year war, dude. I'm sorry.
you know that the history between Mexico and the U.S. has been always, you know, very on the top of Mexicans' mind when the U.S. intervened in Mexico and took half of its territory. So that's on the top of Mexicans' mind. So, you know, we were taught at schools about this intervention, you know. So, but one way of doing it is...
Meaning what?
I mean, the
Texas,
U.S.
California, Arizona, you're talking about that?
Yeah.
The way you learned that story in school?
Absolutely. And the problem states to come in, you know, to hit cartel command centers, meth labs, or fentanyl corridors on power. Open our borders.
I want to
and
see. I
have
want to
the
see
US
tactical
cooperating
strikes.
with Mexico.
Well, that's a fascinating perspective to hear from the Mexican side of the border on how they would approach or how they would view.
Fuck that, dude. I don't want to see another 20-year war. Strike it and be done with it.